Joining us now exclusively from Madison, Wisconsin this morning is Teagan's father, Dr. Alex Marti, along with the family's attorney, Stuart Grossman. Good to have both of you with us again. Dr. Marti, first of all, how's Teagan doing?
Teagan is critical but stable and making progress every day. But every day is a new day. She's
able to communicate a little bit by blinking, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes is one blink, no is no blink.
And I know there's going to be an update on her condition. You've been by her side since this happened. You're from Florida. Have you gone home at all, or have you just stayed right there?
No, we've been here in Madison the whole time.
Mr. Grossman, you just heard a little bit from the attorney who was with us yesterday. You've heard the explanation from his client as to what happened. How do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, in terms of the civil case, the negligence is absolutely clear. With respect to what his attorney said yesterday, that he blanked at the time of this incident, when did he blank? And what does that term mean? He had to remove the safety harness from Teagan. He had to unfasten it. Then he had to put it down, he had to move over and release her. These are conscious, volitional acts. You hardly are blanking during that period of time. You're doing something affirmative. And what he did, in my opinion, does show an utter disregard for human life, especially when you add to the fact that he's admitted that he never looked down to see if the nets were in place. How can that be thought of as anything other than an utter disregard for her life?
I know that you sent a letter, and in this letter, and I'm quoting here, you said, in all capital letters, "It is vitally important that the ride terminal velocity not be altered, repaired, modified, or changed to any degree whatsoever until you'd had a chance to examine it." As Ben just mentioned in his report, CBS News obtained this report that there had been some work going on the ride. Do you have any further information on what was actually happening at that point and why they were working on the ride at 2 in the morning?
Well, the police report itself says that the manager admitted that the arms that are used to elevate this machine were hopelessly rusted, that they hadn't been repaired in over 8 years, maintained. And then we have it on absolute authority that they also put a red tape marking how high the platform should have been lifted that would have engaged the nets. A simple safety matter that could have been done by the manufacturer, by the ride operator at any time prior to this incident.
So an important visual for anybody who's operating that ride. Do you believe that any of that work that was being done at that point was being done as a result of Teagan's accident?
Absolutely. And yes, I do. Let me say this to you. You don't do maintenance at 2 o'clock in the morning, okay? Especially after you've received a letter from a child's lawyer saying, don't alter this machine, don't do any repairs. What is that?
And have you heard,
if not something?
Have you heard back? I'm sorry, have you heard back from the amusement park at this point in response to that?
Yeah, interestingly enough, I got a letter yesterday afternoon from the insurance company's lawyer saying all they were doing was putting a piece of red tape at the appropriate height, and they asked me if I wanted it taken off. And I said, absolutely not. Leave it there. So if they ever do reopen this ride, this won't happen again, hopefully. But I certainly didn't expect them to do repairs to the structure at 2 o'clock in the morning. And fortunately, the police came by and they saw this and documented it, and we're grateful for all they've done.
It's a terrible story. We will continue to follow it. And Dr. Marti, we do wish you the best, and we'll continue to follow Teagan's recovery. And we hope there's some very good news for your family soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Hill.